It was not read in Parliament, nor proclaimed from a palace balcony, but its power may yet shape the future of the British Crown. A private handwritten decree, penned in Queen Elizabeth II's final years, has surfaced through the most discreet of hands, those of Princess Anne, the Queen's only daughter and lifelong confidant. And its subject is none other than the Princess of Wales, Catherine, wife to the future king and now, perhaps, the monarchy's most pivotal figure. The revelation, quietly shared within royal circles, has left a profound impact on the already shifting balance of royal responsibility. For King Charles III, the discovery was a moment of deep emotion and reckoning. For Catherine, it may become the defining turn in her royal destiny. But to understand the gravity of this document, its timing, its tone, its implications, we must first examine the intimate relationship that existed between Queen Elizabeth II and her granddaughter-in-law. From the earliest days of Catherine's entry into royal life, Elizabeth saw in her a kindred spirit. Reserved but resolute, poised yet sincere, Catherine embodied a brand of quiet strength the late Queen both admired and understood. Behind the scenes, aides often spoke of Elizabeth's subtle but telling gestures of support, private invitations to Balmoral, quiet conversations during family gatherings, or the rare honor of a solo appearance alongside Her Majesty. One such moment occurred in 2019 during a joint visit to King's College London. Observers noted the Queen's visible warmth, her laughter, her ease around Catherine, an unusual level of personal connection, particularly from a sovereign famed for her emotional restraint. Those close to the Queen later said this wasn't simply affection. It was recognition. Recognition that Catherine, though not born into royalty, had come to embody its most enduring virtues. It was in that spirit that the decree was written. According to palace insiders, Queen Elizabeth composed the letter during a period of private reflection in the last 3 years of her reign. Handwritten, sealed, and entrusted to Princess Anne, the document lays out a vision not for succession, but for stewardship, a future where Catherine's role expands beyond consort to become something more profound, a unifying figurehead, a mentor, a moral anchor for a family and institution in transition. Catherine, you are the heart of this family's future, one passage reads, according to sources. Lead with courage, as I know you will. Those 14 words, by all accounts, reduced both Catherine and Charles to silence when first read. It is rare for any royal directive to be written in such personal, almost maternal language. And rarer still for a monarch to express such a clear hope for how a successor, not by blood but by marriage, should carry the institution forward. The emotional weight was all the more intense for Charles, who has long respected and admired his daughter-in-law. Their bond, marked by mutual trust, has strengthened in recent years, especially as they faced public scrutiny and private challenges together. Yet the scope of this letter, its unambiguous endorsement of Catherine as a central pillar of the monarchy, reportedly caught the king off guard. Charles was stunned, one insider revealed. He knew his mother valued Kate deeply. But this was different. This was a vision. A legacy. The timing only adds to its impact. Following his cancer diagnosis in early 2024, King Charles has scaled back portions of his public schedule, placing increasing responsibility on Prince William and Catherine. This decree, long sealed but suddenly revealed, appears to formalize a transition that was already quietly underway. It also signals something larger, a recalibration of power within the royal family. According to those familiar with the document, the Queen entrusted Catherine with the freedom to lead key royal initiatives, particularly those aligned with her core interests, such as early childhood development, mental health advocacy, and strengthening the Commonwealth. It even urges that she collaborate closely with the reigning monarch Charles to ensure that the institution remains relevant and resilient in an era of rapid change. The message is not merely aspirational. It is strategic. At a time when public approval for the monarchy is increasingly dependent on a few select figures, Catherine stands as one of its most trusted assets. Polling from April 2025 shows her approval rating remains above 65%, particularly strong among younger women and working families. She is not just respected, she is relatable. And she has proven her worth. After publicly announcing her remission from cancer in January 2025, Catherine returned to royal duties with renewed purpose. Her presence at the VE Day commemorations on May 8 was widely praised. Dressed in an elegant ivory ensemble, She greeted veterans with warmth and humility. But what captured the public's attention most wasn't the ceremony. It was her composure, graceful, grounded, and profoundly human. These aren't just photo ops. They are the embodiment of the role Queen Elizabeth imagined for her. As one palace aide put it, she doesn't perform her duties. She inhabits them. Catherine's long-term efforts in the Early Years Initiative have already redefined how the royal family approaches childhood development and social health. Her speeches are deliberate, her projects methodical. Unlike some royals of the past, her influence is built not on drama, but discipline. Yet, she remains rooted in family. Her identity as a mother to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis is not secondary, it is central. Even in high-pressure public settings, Catherine's tone is maternal, not monarchical. It is precisely this balance that makes her so formidable and so loved. One anecdote often cited by insiders involves her visit to the Chelsea Flower Show in 2023, where she engaged with schoolchildren about nature and well-being. Her sincerity, free of pretense, left a lasting impression. As one royal watcher observed, she didn't speak down to them. She spoke with them. That's rare. Princess Anne's decision to unveil the letter at this time is also telling. Known for her forthrightness and unflinching dedication to royal duty, and has long been viewed as the family's moral compass. Her decision to pass on her mother's message now, after the Queen's passing, after Charles's health scare, after Catherine's public return, suggests more than timing. It suggests intent. At a diplomatic reception in Ankara just weeks ago, and referenced the quiet strength found in service, a phrase now believed to be a subtle nod to Catherine and the Queen's shared ethos. This revelation does more than elevate Catherine. It clarifies her trajectory. It puts into motion a structural shift long hinted at by the palace's strategic adjustments under King Charles. As the monarchy narrows its focus to a leaner, more active core group of working royals, Catherine is no longer just included. She is central. And the public seems ready. Social media in the days following the announcement erupted with support. Hashtags like #FutureQueenCatherine and #Elizabeth's_Choice trended across the UK and Commonwealth nations. Commentators praised the Queen's foresight and Catherine's calm resolve. Royal biographer Sally Bedell-Smith, speaking on BBC Radio, summarised it best: "She's been trained. She's been tested. And now she's been chosen." For William, the message is just as personal. He has always leaned on Catherine as a partner not only in parenting but in public life. Their joint appearances often feel less like obligation, and more like shared purpose. That unity is, in many ways, the monarchy's greatest asset. At the recent VE Day tea party, the couple arrived with their children, smiling and sincere, greeting veterans and their families with warmth and attentiveness. Observers noted Charlotte's growing poise, her natural comfort in the spotlight, drawing comparisons not only to her mother, but also to her great-grandmother. Inside Buckingham Palace, the response has been quiet, but unmistakable. Plans are reportedly underway to expand Catherine's portfolio of engagements across the Commonwealth, with a renewed emphasis on education, maternal health, and cultural diplomacy. This is no ceremonial uptick. This is preparation. For King Charles, the letter is a gift, but also a challenge. It affirms his daughter-in-law's growing influence, while reminding him of the need to think beyond legacy. As one courtier put it, it's not just about who reigns. It's about who leads. Behind the scenes, discussions are ongoing about Catherine's long-term positioning. Could she assume ceremonial leadership in future state visits? Might she represent the Crown at Commonwealth heads of government meetings, alongside or even in place of Charles? None of this has been confirmed. But the path is being cleared. And so, a letter, folded, stored, and protected for years, has opened a new chapter. Not with ceremony, but with conviction. Catherine, Princess of Wales, once seen as a graceful consort in waiting, now stands as a leader in her own right. Chosen by a queen. Trusted by a king. Loved by a nation. In our next exclusive, we'll trace how this secret decree is already reshaping the monarchy's Commonwealth strategy and what it tells us about the coming reign of King William V. Stay tuned.